In this video, we're going to be Coyote swapping a 96 Thunderbird. Well, it's already Coyote swapped. Hey guys, welcome to Oxman Garage. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. You want to see more content with Mustangs, Thunderbirds, F-150s, any kind of Ford content. I'm really excited to share my new project with you guys. Well, it's kind of an ongoing project. This is my 96 Ford Thunderbird. It's Coyote swapped. It's been Coyote swapped since 2016. But I'm putting a new motor in it. It's a Coyote mutt motor, and I'll put a link right here where you can find the video for all the parts that are going into that Coyote mutt motor. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. This car has kind of been on the back burner for a couple years. I was working my Coyote swapped Mustang Cobra, and I was really getting into that project. You know, guys, projects they take forever. So in this video, I'm going to go over three things. So number one, I'm going to go on the history of the car and kind of talk about 90s Thunderbirds, the MN12s, the FN10s. So that's the Thunderbird, the Cougar, and the Mark 8s. Just to give you guys a little bit of background on these cars. Next, I get into the meat and potatoes. We're going to get into the parts, everything that's going to go into this car and in this project. So if you want to skip past the history part, just go like mid-video and you'll get into the meat and potatoes and see all the parts. And lastly, what's the end goal for this project? We're going to do a street car, a pro street, something like that. So stay tuned. We'll check out the video. Next, I'm going to go over the history. So like I said, behind me, 96 Thunderbird, which is also called an MN12. And Josh, what's an MN12? It's Ford's project name for these cars, and it's the mid-size North America Program 12. And that spans the 1989 to 1997 Ford Thunderbird and Mercury Cougar. And then you had the Lincoln variant, which is the Lincoln Mark 8. And the Lincoln Mark 8 had a project name, and that was the North America Program 10. So the Cougar, the Thunderbird, the Mark 8, they're all cousins, right? They all interchange parts. They have kind of the same engines and transmissions and wiring and whatnot. So these cars are a lot of fun. Rear-wheel drive, V8, two-door big coupe with a big booty in back. That's the way I like my cars. I love my Cobra, but man, just the look of a Thunderbird, I love it. So kind of the powertrains that are in these cars, you know, one of the higher trims was the Super Coupe, and the Super Coupe spanned from 1989 to 1995, and those had a 3.8 pushrod supercharged motor. Some of them and they were the only they're only ones that had a 5-speed, and you had the XR7 Cougar as well that had a supercharged motor. And then you had a 5.0 pushrod. You had the 3.8 naturally aspirated. Still kind of fun car, but if I ever had one of those, I would probably swap a higher horsepower motor. But you had the 5.0 push rods. You had the 4.6 dual overhead cam that was in the Mark 8, and those shared that's like the same motor as the Cobras from 96 to 98, but they were the first car to have the dual overhead cam 4.6 in there. Then you had the 4.6 single overhead cam, and that was from the 94 to 97. So cars are a lot of fun. I'm really excited to share this project with you guys. If you want to learn more about the history of the MN12 and the FN10, there's forums out there. So go on your Google search and search for tccoa.com. And then you want to search for sccoa.com, and that's more commonly for the Super Coupes. And then you have Lincolns of Distinction, Lincoln versus Cadillac. There's a couple forums out there, but mostly a lot of members, you'll see them on Facebook. And when you go on Facebook, search in the groups, and you'll search for Ford Thunderbird 1996 or whatever the year that you own, and you'll see a big following in the Facebook. Test. Testing the mic here. While I'm testing the mic and adjusting things, I have some of my favorites. My favorite twin probably have to be Jamie's SVO T-Bird in his Alpine Green Dream. It's my car's twin. It has my old hood on it. Take care of it, Jamie. My favorite Cougar. Test. My favorite Cougar is Rod Race Cougars. I think it's beautiful. I love it. Favorite 90th anniversary would have to be Pro Street Rich with the SVO motor. Saw it in person. It's pretty cool. Favorite Mark 8. It's got to be Dwayne's. The Slut. That thing is so slutty and sexy. Test. Favorite big block swap. Grillmaster Todd with the Pugs. He's got a 460 big block in his Super Coupe. I love it. And my favorite Super Coupe would have to be David N. I'm not going to say people's last names. His white Super Coupe. Very cool. My favorite car with a parachute has got to be Corey B's Super Coupe. Oh, wow, it's beautiful. So beautiful. Anytime that I'm working on my Thunderbird, I like to wear my favorite shirt. Well, my favorite Thunderbird shirt while I'm working on my Thunderbird is my TCC OA shirt that I bought years ago. See, TCOA. I just took my shirt off. You couldn't see it. I'm sparing you guys to see my titties. But yeah, there's the front. And here's the back. Had this shirt forever. You got Mike B's AED Thunderbird on top. And then you have Rod Cougar's Cougar. And then you have that Mark 8. I don't know who has that Mark 8. But yeah, in memory of Joel Bender. They made this t-shirt right after he passed away, so this is my favorite Thunderbird shirt to wear while I work on my Thunderbird. Alright, so really quick, I'm just going to go over the car before I get into the parts. Start with the trunk. I have a intercooler ice tank in the back. I don't know if I'm going to be using that again. I'll probably take it out. I have a 15-gallon fuel cell by Aeromotive. It's got an internal fuel pump, a 340 liter per hour. I'm probably going to upgrade to twins or triple pumps. I don't know. I still got to source the parts. I got the battery in the trunk as well. I don't know if I'm going to be putting that back in the engine bay or not, getting it out of the trunk. On the outside here, I have these track pack wheels. These are from a 1314 Mustang GT with the track pack edition. I really like these wheels. They really complement the body lines of the car. It's kind of like a chrome smoke kind of color to them. I really like them. In the interior, I don't have any door cards. I'm sorry, I'm not British. I don't have any door panels on. Our door panels, they suck. I mean, those little hooks that go on the bottom right here, they break off. The door panel sags, and it's very rare you'll find a good one in the junkyard, but they just don't make these parts anymore. Corbu Sport Racing seats with the MN12 FN10 track seats on the bottom. This is a Rock Auto carpet that I got and just cut to length. Autometer gauges, made a custom gauge bezel in there. Got some gauges in the center console. I don't have a stereo. I don't need a stereo. I'm going to be taking the speakers out because the only sound system I need is the exhaust. This is a 6-point roll cage. I had to put it in by a speed shop. Should have had them paint it because there's rust all over it, so I got to take care of that. Get the rust off and paint it. I have a firewall protecting the cabin from the trunk with the fuel cell. I'm going to be redoing that and painting it and putting like a cloth or something on it. So yeah, that's the interior. And here's the engine bay. So this is the engine that's coming out. This is a Gen 1 Mustang GT motor. It's from a 2013, had 20,000 miles on it. I probably put 3,500 miles on it. I've had this in and out of the car like 3 times. I put oil pump gears in it from a a 470W 4-speed transmission to the 6-speed 6R80. So I've had this out a couple times just to freshen things up, but now we're going to that Gen 3 mud block. So got the VFN cowl hood. VFN sells this. They're down in Illinois. They sell a bunch of fiberglass parts for Mustangs and other makes and models. Got the Willwood 4-piston brake calipers on the front. I have coilovers on this, QA1. I got the Super Coupe Performance brackets from Bill. DSS carbon fiber drive shaft. DSS 28 spline axles. I plan on upgrading to 31 spline diff. So that's going to be in the works too. So many things to list. I probably missed a few things, but this is the car before we get into the parts. All right, so meat and potatoes. We're going to go into the parts. We're going to go into the good stuff. So right here is the foundation of the Coyote motor that's going in my Thunderbird. This is a Gen 3 short block from Ford, and I'm going to be putting Gen 2 heads on this guy. So Gen 2 heads, CNC ported by Illinois Motorsports. I polished all the ports, so CNC ported and polished. And this guy is guarding all the parts, keeping them safe. And I'm using, I'm using Gen 2 heads. I'm using Gen 1 timing components because I'm using a Gen 1 computer by Power by the Hours control kit for the 6R80. So I'm keeping the 6R80 6-speed in the car, and I'm using just a mutt of parts. So Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 Coyote parts all wrapped up into one. So here I got Predator valve covers. You'll find these on the GT500. And then those are the coil on plug covers there with that CNC machined cover right there. I'm going to put that on this black one right here. So this is all the engine right here. And if you see right here in the middle, there's something underneath this blanket. I don't know. Is it a Whipple? Is it an Edelbrock? Or could it be a VMP Odin? I don't know. You got to subscribe to the channel, and you got to come back and see the videos that I make and see what's going to go on top of this Coyote mutt motor. All right, what do we have here? Oh, it is a brand new K-member. And this is a AJE K-member with A-arms and some engine mount plates and hardware. Previously, they made K-members that failed. They're crappy. Someone said they were made on a wrecked car. I don't know if anybody can confirm that. They then made a second variant, and the second variant was better than the first. They kind of fixed their problems, had better welds, and that's what's currently in this car now. I have the second version, and I have about 3,500 miles on this car before I let it sit and put it on the back burner. And my AJE K-member is in good shape. No bending of metal parts. The welds are intact. Good quality workmanship with my K-member. I cannot speak for other guys with the first version. So now fast forward to last year, 2022, AJE made the third version. This is the third version of their K-member for the MN12. Okay guys, so what is the end game? What is the goal for this project? So I know I said before Pro Street. No, I'm not doing Pro Street. That was just a joke. Something you can drive on the street, and then something you can take to the drag strip. And as far as like horsepower, I don't know. I really would like to get like 700 rear wheel horsepower with this combination. Not looking to do 1,000 horsepower. Not looking to go super crazy. But yeah, something I can take on the street and something I can take to the track and have fun with. As far as like quarter mile numbers, I'm looking at like a 10-second car. If I can get a high 9, that would be fun too. So yeah, not looking to do something crazier. No big tires or straight axle or anything like that. I want to keep the IRS, just a fun street, and take to the drag strip car. That's my Coyote. And this is my Coyote too. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video. If you have any comments, questions, please comment below. If you have any Coyote swap questions about a Thunderbird, I'm going to be making a how-to Coyote swap an MN12. Going to compile what I've learned and what I've learned from other guys, and just make a good video for guys to reference rather than kind of searching for that material on Facebook and forums. So just like a video that guys can reference and get that information if they're thinking about doing a Coyote swap on an MN12. Yeah, comment, question below if you have anything. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Again, this is Josh with Oxman Garage.